Now, if I missed any art while I was at PAX, please tweet it to me. Or email it to me. That would be best. There's probably a really good chance I missed a lot of art. Looking now. Like, for example, I missed this one from Orgy, culling art. And that was when I was gone. And I'm sure there's more. I'll have to go through it at some point, but can't be bothered. Mate. Okay. Today's art. Today, we are going to show you art. We must deal with it. From Capicchio. Atom Bomb in Guitar Hero. What's this? How'd you manage to make that happen? So you actually, I mean, I guess you can import custom songs. And what is this? Which Guitar Hero? Guitar Hero 3? Oh, that audio quality, I can already hear it. Wow. It looks pretty good. I'm curious about the chorus. Yep. That's what I expected. It's not that hard of a song. I actually haven't heard that song in about 2 weeks. True story. I'm wondering if the solo is in there. Yep. One take, by the way, for this shitty solo. Yeah, one take. It was like, I knew what I wanted to do. I just did it. And it was like, well, we want this to kind of be like a rough, kind of almost a Jack White kind of feeling solo. And yeah, it was one take. So, but people actually, it's funny because Mike wasn't there when we did that. And then when he heard it, he was like, this is great. I was like, really? Like, I didn't expect you to like that. I don't even think Joe liked it, but yeah, it worked out. And I don't know why I just am full of trivia. What do you know? Anyway, that's cool. Thank you, man, for putting that in Guitar Hero 3. And I'm really pleased that people like that song. I mean, that one in particular. My friend Jackie texted me today and said it got over 10,000 on Spotify. That's pretty fucking good. Really, really happy about that. I got to be honest. So yeah, I'm awesome. Thank you. And good luck guitar heroing. And no, I still don't have tabs for the songs. Sorry. This one's from Kaioken. Vinesauce quality streams. From Hyena. Here's a little drawing of me at PAX. Actually, yeah, that is what I was wearing. I don't really have my bag was more of a camera bag. That looks more like a laptop bag. I like my noodly legs. But I really like the shirt. That's exactly my shirt that I was wearing. From Striding Crab. Speaking of Val Kilmer, holy shit. Striding Crab drew real, and not real genius, but real penis. Oh shit. A quality, sophisticated comedy stream from the makers of Whacko the Clown and the Sloppy Seconds brothers. If you don't know what this is referencing, let me show you. It's Real Genius, starring Val Kilmer. which is a really funny movie, and I still think it holds up, kind of, mostly. And it's a really interesting look at life in the 80s from a geek's perspective. I know it's like really, you know, it's dramatized, but it's still, I think it's great. Who actually directed that movie? Martha Coolidge. Who the hell's that? National Lampoon's Joy of Sex. What? What else has she directed? Sledgehammer. Material Girls, an episode of Sex in the City. Out to Sea. I think Brent Spiner was in that movie. Yeah, he was. The Night Shift. Weeds. Mostly TV shows. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Anyway, thank you for the art. Shredding Crab, it's amazing, as usual. From Marcus Stockley. Vinesauce will be right back. Cool. Few more. Not a whole lot tonight, just a few things. From Daxter Doodle. Here's a drawing of me. Thank you. From Bascu. Here's another one. I like that. I wonder if the vine shroom flies. From Protein Shake. Link to my very first complete animation. So it's pretty much just leak spin, but me spinning one of those red dildos around. Amazing. Never surprised. I've never failed. You guys never fail to surprise me. There you go. From Lin Rinku. Full health. It worked. So what? Link is now addicted to purple chew jelly. There's got to be negative side effects, right? There's got to be repercussions. Guys, my sleep schedule, I think, is shifting a bit. I've been getting up earlier. Like, as soon as I'm done here, I think I'm probably going to go to bed. And then I think I'm just going to start streaming earlier. And then stop the stream earlier. Because I'm getting more and more tired. Like, right now, I'm like, how I would have been, like, 2 weeks ago at 5:30 a.m. So, yay, maybe I'll have more chance to see the sunlight. What a concept. But yeah, this one's from Iron Waffled. I'm eating this stuff till I heal completely or die. Thank God the latter didn't happen. So, thank you everyone for watching the stream. I have more Zelda soon. Try to finish that this week. More Chrono Cross. Want to get back into that because some of the good parts are really close. And I'm really excited to revisit some of those moments. More Star Fox as well. I know, let me clear the air. I know people get very reactionary on the internet, and I guess before I go, I'll just have a little vent session for a second about something. People can get really crazy really quickly, and then people will say, well, those people are being Nintendo fanboys. And then those people will get into fights with other people, and then it just turns into a fucking mess. But, I mean, I always wondered what the impetus was. If, like, someone has an opinion about a game that you don't like, that you would just then try to, like, rip them apart. Like, I'm not Vinesauce Inc. You know, I'm not a review website. I'm just literally one person just telling you how I feel about a game. And listen, brand loyalty, company loyalty is one thing. Disagreeing with an opinion is another thing. And that's fine. You're allowed to do both of those. But some of the passion to the point of like severe butthurt-itude. I've never expected that out of Star Fox. I didn't think that Star Fox was that like I love the series. I mean, I'm probably one of the bigger Star Fox fans of anyone I know, personally at least. And I just was shocked at the level of passion that people exuded. And to the point where even though I was very clear in explaining that it was just my opinion and that I'm still willing to give the game a shot and that I think it's not completely terrible. You know, after I got out of my mopey phase where I was like, oh man, you know, I'm just upset. I was just more upset that I wasn't enjoying it. I was sad that I wasn't enjoying it because I really wanted to. And after I got through the mopey phase, I was very clear that I think I might get into the game. I might be able to with a little bit more effort. So, you know, some people either disregarded that or they're just, you know, very reactionary in their typing. And like, Vinny, I thought you hated this game. Like, why do you want to play it again? Or Vinny, you know, you're an asshole. Why aren't you giving it a chance? I've heard it all already in the day that it's been. And, I mean, the short answer is I don't really give a shit. The long answer is I want to give a shit and I want to try and I want to actually see, like, there are some people that are very adamant in saying that the game is complete shit too. And some of those people I've noticed don't even have the game. But it just becomes like kind of fashionable to jump on the drama bandwagon and, you know, like, oh, Nintendo spent all this time on this game and it's a flop. And I guess people like that. The same way when I was, you know, 14, I used to be happy when Microsoft games failed because I was so upset that Microsoft took Rare away from Nintendo. That was my thinking, right? So I wanted Microsoft to fail. And I remember arguing with people, fanboy-like discussions, fanboy-like wars about how, you know, Nintendo's a great company, they make great games, and Microsoft is soulless and corporate and bullshit. And I've, you know, was on certain forums, like the Clock Crew forum, not kidding, by the way, and some of the arguments got legendary. And I realized later on, like, you know, that was me when I was 14. And how long could I feasibly be doing that? Like, what is the point of expending that much energy in, like, company loyalty, that a company that doesn't really even give a shit about me, which was then proven later by Nintendo's attempts to, like, fuck my channel. So yeah, I don't really have the brand loyalty like I used to. And, you know, I would imagine that the people that have been fair about the game, the people that have been in chat have said, well, Vinny, just give it a shot. I played it for 10 hours and I like it. You guys are great. And I'll take it from you and give a little bit more effort. The people that are like, well, Vinny, you're a cunt and you should die because you didn't like Star Fox right away. Well, what the hell? You guys okay? If you need someone to talk to, I'm here. You can email me. I will, you know, I'll talk to you. I seriously, you know, I know anger issues are a thing. I've seen it in my family. If you need someone to talk to, I am here for you. But if not, then, I mean, shit, that's a pretty extreme reaction. And then the other reaction is, no, Vinny's right. The game is complete shit. And everyone that doesn't like get wrecked, Nintendo losers, Nintendo, like, oh, really, is this still happening in 2016? People are still arguing about this shit. Nintendo's pretty down and out at the moment with their console. And it's a shame that this wasn't a big thing for them. And I actually wonder, the truth is, I love Nintendo still. And I want to see them succeed because I like their games. I like their characters a lot. But I'm actually wondering if this game is even going to sell well, because I'm not sure how well Star Fox even does. in terms of sales. I know 64 was a pretty big hit, but I never really considered Star Fox to be like a million, 2 million, 3 million seller. I think it does over time, but nowhere near as big as say Pokemon or Mario or Zelda or even Mario Party or even like I never even thought Star Fox was as big as Metroid, but Other M probably proved that it's bigger than Metroid now. The thing about Star Fox is I don't know. I wonder if this game is going to sell well, and if it doesn't, is that going to send a message to Nintendo? A, we don't want more Star Fox, or B, we don't want motion controls. Or C, if it doesn't sell well, is it just showing Nintendo that the Wii U is well and truly, beyond its life, which at this point, I think it's pretty clear, considering we don't really have anything on the horizon except Zelda, that Nintendo is kind of really shifting gears to the NX. And, I've said it before, in all honesty, I'm really curious about what Nintendo's going to do for the NX. I want them to succeed. I said this in... I'll end with this. There was an article I did a guest article for a Nintendo website about 3 years ago, and it was the week of Nintendo love. And I was the only one, or at least I think I was, to, because I had a number of people kind of, write in, YouTubers and developers and shit. And I think I was the only one to actually give Nintendo a little bit of shit, which is to say that for me, it was tough love. It was not just Nintendo blind love. It was Nintendo tough love. Like, listen, Nintendo, I really like what you do most of the time, but sometimes you're fucking stupid. And I made the point in my article that when Nintendo's backed up against the wall, they sometimes manage to pull greatness out of their asses. And we've seen it before. And I feel like a Nintendo that is on top can get lazy, i.e. the Wii. There's a lot of laziness on that system. And then the introduction of the Wii U, aside from a horrible name, was also kind of, the innovation there was an attempt, but it wasn't like amazing. It was just okay. But I feel like, the thing about Nintendo is like when you threaten them, then they kind of come out of nowhere and they just come back and they do something amazing. So that was my point. And I was like kind of criticizing their marketing decisions with the Wii U and a lot of their decisions with, motion controls over the years. And other than that, I was very complimentary, but I was just very fair. And I was just trying to be honest about, like, get your shitty pickles together, Nintendo. And it's a weird feeling when Nintendo fanboys attack you. And when for a long time you thought you were the biggest Nintendo fanboy, and it's like, but my people, it's like, the Spartans like turning on each other. It was like the Lakers. I don't know anything about the Lakers. Who's on the Lakers? Kobe? I don't know. One of those guys turning on Kobe. Let's say Kobe is on the Lakers. It was like, as if the Lakers turned on Kobe. It was really weird, and it felt kind of strange, and it made me realize that it's probably best I don't read comments. That's what I've learned from that, because it's always going to happen, and a lot of them are kids and young kids and people that are like my age when I was arguing for why Nintendo was best. Get wrecked, Microsoft. But it was so weird because I thought about all the years of my life, or the just wasted time that I spent on a forum trying to convince people that Nintendo was best and that the other companies sucked. And it got me into that mindset of like, well, that was a waste of time. And the article wasn't even that bad. But, it's just, that's how it is. And that's how it will continue to be. And at the end of the day, really what it comes down to is I do love video games. I'm not a reviewer. I'm not a professional. You know that. I don't even want to try to pretend to be. Sometimes I think I try to pretend to be, but you know, the only thing I really have is the benefit of a little bit of age and experience, which isn't even that much. And I know what I like, I know what I don't like, and I know that I can be especially honest. I can be especially brutal when that honesty happens, and I'm okay with that. I'm happy with doing that. But you know, if in the future, if any members of the chat don't like the idea of me being honest about a game, you know, there's always going to be a chance I'll play something and not like it. What if I play Metal Gear Solid 4 and I think it's a pile of crap? Am I going to lie just so I don't rile up the people in the chat? And this is a really big issue. This is a concern because, you know, I've got like 300,000 people here a night almost, maybe more sometimes. And I wonder for my own sanity, am I going to be able to continue being honest about games and not worry about, you know, kids on the internet calling me a cunt or a loser or a piece of shit because I didn't like the game they like? So yeah, that's geez, right? I mean, that doesn't sound like something that's fun, right? Well, it's not. So there's probably going to end up being me ignoring a lot of that. And that's just, I guess, the reality for anyone who's in the similar position. And I know that there were a lot of like real professional game reviewers, or if you want to call them professionals, but people who did this for a living, you know, actually review games for a living. I know that people have received death threats. I know that certain websites that have reviewed Sony games low the editors have received death threats. Same for Microsoft, same for Nintendo. You know, fans can be really passionate. And this is one of those things where, like, it happens in music too. Like, a lot of people like, oh, Beatles or Stones. Like, why do we have to choose? Why can't we like all the things that we like and not like the things we don't like? But it can get like territorial and it can get really weird, which you wouldn't expect. But I see even in the YouTube comments of like a fucking Kinks video. I'm ranting now, but I'm almost done. I promise. But true story. I think it was Big Sky was the name of it. And it was an okay Kinks song. I liked it. It wasn't my favorite. And I looked down and in the comments, this is the real best band of the 60s. This is the real best Britpop band. Beatles suck. Get blown out, Beatle. You know, Beatle losers. It's like, I'm reading that comment. I'm just like, what? And then I see a few other posts like, this is the real music. This is good. The Beatles were afraid of the Kinks. And that's why the Beatles, you know, did what they did. And I was like, wait a minute, what? The Beatles were afraid of the Kinks? I'm not entirely sure Ray Davies and Paul McCartney ever publicly had it out. But it was like, there's this kind of weird culture of you gotta like one thing or the other. And even with like the Kinks, they're not even a band anymore. Neither are the Beatles. Most of these people are dead, but there's still a choice. Like, I wonder, like, are we going to get to a point where like people are going to put on like classical music? I'm sure there are comments on like classical music YouTube videos. Yeah, Mozart. That's the real shit. Beethoven, get the fuck out of here. Beethoven was a piece of fucking diarrhea compared to Mozart. Yeah, Tchaikovsky, let me tell you about him. He was afraid of Mozart. And that's why he did what he did. Da Vinci? Yeah, him and that Donatello fellow. Let me tell you something. Much better. Da Vinci, much better than Donatello. Actually, that probably is, some people would probably say is objectively true. But, you know, I don't know. I don't know these things. So, yeah, it's just, I find it to be an interesting culture. And from a personal standpoint, that doesn't excuse my whining. So I apologize for making that stream hard to watch. I will take responsibility. If I was whining during the Star Fox video, I apologize. And, you know, I think you can see where I'm coming from with my being so disappointed that I wasn't enjoying it. But aside from that, in the future, I'll try really hard to be more professional, if such a thing even exists. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow with some more stuff. Who knows what? And yeah, we'll have a good time. I got plenty more good games as well, and some more bad shit for Sunday. So good night, everyone, and I'll catch you around. Whoa, this just in. This just in. Hang on. Hang on a second. News. Something we predicted. Overlord just posted this in the chat. This is something that I think a lot of places predicted. Myself agreeing with a lot of that. But here it is. This is a tweet from Nintendo of America. This is real. I had to double check. So the new Legend of Zelda will be the focus of E3 2016. It will launch simultaneously on both Wii U and NX in 2017. Okay. So before I leave, I will say that this was kind of expected and a smart move, especially considering it worked so well for Twilight Princess. It was a really bizarre moment to read this tweet. That was 3 minutes ago. That's at 3:28 a.m. Eastern. This tweet was made. Strange. It's a good move, but I mean, this game might be one of the most delayed Zelda games aside from Zelda 64, if you remember that. That's interesting. I wonder if that means the NX is launching in 2016 or 17. It's a little vague here because if it launches, it could launch after the NX comes out. But wouldn't Nintendo be smart to launch it alongside the NX, perhaps? That seems like a pretty good idea. Also, another question is raised. Does this mean that the NX is not backwards compatible with the Wii U? You know, which it should be. I mean, in my thoughts, I think that would sell a ton of NXs. Like, hey, by the way, you can play all these great games on it. I don't know. I'm wondering, maybe this particular game will not be backwards compatible specifically for that reason, just so it can sell both. Or maybe you can get the Wii U version and play it on the NX. Who knows? Maybe the NX will have exclusive features. This confirmation raises a lot of questions, and it's weird and coincidental, the timing where I was just talking about the NX. Like I said, I do root for Nintendo despite all this, and I am excited about the new Zelda game, and I really hope it's good. But 2017, that's pretty fucking far off. Up until this moment, a lot of us thought 2016 was the year of this new Zelda game. So, having seen this delay, it's yeah, I wonder what they're doing. I'm sure someone else could speculate for hours, but until then, I'll just let you guys figure it out on your own. So for real this time, good night. Thank you for the heads up, Overlord, and yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Very interesting and weird night.